It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z. Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I am taking a look at a two-player pirate card game called Jolly and Roger. In Jolly and Roger here, each player is a pirate crew and you are attempting to board several ships, have the strongest crew attacking that ship, and walk away with the most gold. And you are going to be doing that utilizing a very simple but clever I split you choose mechanism in which one player is going to divide some cards and have the opponent pick which ones they want first. Let me give you a look at the game and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what I thought of it. The game comes with a few special cards that I'm not going to be showing you right now. I'll briefly tell you what they are at the end of the overview here. But to set up the game without them, you are going to set up the ships here along the center, give each player one of these chests, some tokens, some meeples there. You are going to shuffle up the deck, remove some of the cards, and you are going to pick a start player who is going to receive the flag, and you are ready to begin. The objective of the game is, of course, to get the most gold, and you are going to be acquiring that gold from two things. The pirates that you have put under the treasure chest, and those are going to count as treasure, and the ships that you control themselves. And so the ships have a value there, 3, 5, 7, and 9 gold, and if you are the one controlling it at the end of the game, you will get that added to anything you've put under the chest. Highest total is the winner. So, the first player is going to, we're just going to shuffle up the deck here, they're going to draw 5 cards from the top of the deck, they're going to flip those over, and they're going to make 2 piles, 2 offers. And you can make this however you want to, as long as each pile has at least 1 card. So let's say they are going to do this. They're going to offer that card, and this one, and the other pile has these choices in it. And since that player there is the one making the offer, they're splitting, but I get to choose first. And I am going to choose, let's say for the example, I pick this. Now, once I take these cards, I can do a couple of different things with them. I can assign it to the corresponding ship, and as soon as I control that ship, which in this case I do, the total being 5 there, I would put my little character on the ship to denote that I control that ship. It is now in my possession. I can also, if I don't want to play a card to its matching color, so for example, let's say I want to leave this one here, but this yellow, let's say I don't want to play that in the yellow, I want to play it over here in the red, I can flip it over to the side that has the parrot, and the parrot is a wild 1 strength. So I can put that there, and now I also control that ship, okay? And then this one I could put there as well if I wanted to, for example. However, there's another thing you can do with the pirates, and besides playing them to a ship or flipping them over and putting them on a different ship, and that is banking them, of course. But the way you do that, so for you to be allowed to do that, you have to control that ship. And so I might, in this case, play the parrot here face down so that I control the red ship and then bank this value 4 under my treasure chest. And now it goes back to my opponent, who will do the same thing with the choice that they have left. And let's say they play both of their cards here on that side, and they now control the ship, so I'll remove my token, and they play their token there, because they're total 7 to my 5. That's it. It is now my turn. I'll take the pirate flag. I will draw 5 cards, and I will do the same thing, making 2 piles, 2 offers. They will pick first. And so in this case, they are going to take, let's say, this choice here. This one they are going to bank, which they can do because they control that. And this one they are going to play to the yellow ship, control it, and then bank this card. And then I get the other choice, which is this one here. And I am going to, let's say, simply do this and make sure I control both of those. And this keeps going back and forth, with now it being my opponent's turn, them picking 5 cards, splitting them, I'm choosing first, then they use the cards that are left over, and at the very end of the game, you are going to score everything under the treasure chest there and the ships you are controlling at the very end. Highest total is the winner. That's basically it for the game. Now let's take a quick look at the cards I told you about at the beginning of the overview here. We have 3 different kinds. We have the Skeleton Crew, which is a strength 3 in anything, so it can be played to any ship. However, it has no gold value, so you can never bank that character. You can still use it as a 1, but that would probably be pretty bad move when you have a wild 3. The other ones are the Kraken here, which allows you, when you have this card, to remove the last played crew to any one ship here. So if my opponent ends up with that Kraken card, they can remove, say, this 5. It and the Kraken are removed from the game. And then lastly, there's some of those, by the way, several copies. And then finally, Tortuga here, where you can go and hire some pirates. And the way that works is when you end up with one of these, every pirate that is on your side is going to be flipped over to the other side, and it can remain on whatever ship is on. And so this allows you to flip all of those face up and suddenly for those values to change. So very cool, very interesting, and quite a powerful card if you can pull it off at the right moment. That's it. Have the most gold at the end of the game, and you are the winner of Jolly and Roger. The interesting thing about this game is how quickly it gets to very interesting decisions. It's right from the get-go, you are going to be faced with dilemmas, you know, not just when you are the one who is splitting the cards, but when you are picking also, you have to be very careful. And the game is quite short. It's 20 minutes or so. It's going to be over before you know it sometimes. You know, it has that quality to it. But it does give you a feeling of having made interesting choices in that short time. And I think for that aspect, it's a winner. It does that very, very well. The artwork in the game, of course, is wonderful. The card quality is wonderful. The concept of the game is well executed and well implemented. Scores are tight. You have to be careful. It's not a game that is swingy, really. And the balance therein, this concept of I split, you choose, is very cleanly implemented here. I like that mechanism a lot. I find it to be underutilized, and this game uses it in such a pure form. I mean, that is all there is just about that it shines, really. And so I would very much recommend this to 2 players looking for a simple game, something you can play quickly, but something that is going to give you an interesting amount of tactics. Thought will go into this game. This is not a game you play from the hip, really. You want to think about what you can do, what your opponent is going to be able to do, putting them in a tight spot. It's a little bit of a fencing match, this game. And so I would very much recommend it. Jolly and Roger is a winner in my book. Check it out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.